Imagine walking into a library with millions of books but no system for organizing them. That's what chemistry was like before the periodic table. The periodic table is essentially a giant chart that organizes all the known chemical elements, much like a map organizes a country. Just like a map helps you navigate, the periodic table helps scientists navigate the world of chemistry. It's a fundamental tool that allows us to understand the properties of elements and how they interact with each other. Before the periodic table, chemists struggled to make sense of the growing number of elements being discovered. They knew that some elements shared similar properties, but they couldn't explain why. Enter Dmitry Mendeleev, a Russian chemist who revolutionized the field with his ingenious creation. Let's dive into the fascinating story of how the periodic table came to be. Dmitry Mendeleev was a man on a mission. He wanted to find a way to organize the elements in a logical and meaningful way. At the time, about 63 elements were known, but their properties seemed random and unconnected. Mendeleev had a breakthrough while working on his textbook. He began writing down the properties of each element on individual cards, like playing cards. He then spent hours arranging and rearranging these cards, searching for patterns. Finally, he noticed that when the elements were arranged in order of increasing atomic weight, elements with similar properties appeared at regular intervals. This was a monumental discovery. Mendeleev's arrangement became the first periodic table. His genius was not just in identifying the pattern, but also in leaving gaps for elements yet to be discovered. He even predicted the properties of these missing elements with remarkable accuracy. When these elements were eventually found, they fit perfectly into the gaps he had left, cementing the importance of his periodic table. The modern periodic table looks a bit different from Mendeleev's original version, but the basic principle remains the same. The table is organized into rows called periods and columns called groups. Each element has its own box containing valuable information, like its atomic number, symbol, and atomic mass. The position of an element on the table reveals a great deal about its characteristics. Elements in the same group share similar chemical properties. For example, Group 1 contains the alkali metals, which are all highly reactive and tend to form compounds with a +1 charge. Elements in the same period, on the other hand, have the same number of electron shells. This determines their reactivity and how they bond with other elements. The table also distinguishes between metals, nonmetals, and metalloids, highlighting the diverse nature of the elements. Furthermore, the periodic table is divided into blocks, S, P, D, and F, based on the electron configuration of the elements. This arrangement provides further insights into the chemical behavior and bonding patterns of elements. The periodic table, with its intricate structure, is truly a treasure trove of information for anyone willing to learn its secrets. Section 4. Predicting the future of chemistry. The periodic table is much more than just a chart. It's a powerful tool that enables scientists to make predictions and discoveries. By studying the trends and patterns in the table, chemists can predict the properties of new elements even before they are synthesized in a lab. This predictive power is invaluable in fields like materials science, where researchers are constantly searching for new materials with specific properties. The periodic table also helps us understand chemical reactions. By knowing the properties of the reactants, we can predict the products of a reaction and the conditions required for it to occur. This knowledge is essential in countless industries, from manufacturing pharmaceuticals to developing new energy sources. Without the periodic table, chemistry would be a far more difficult and less predictable science. The periodic table has played a pivotal role in countless scientific breakthroughs. It has helped us understand the building blocks of matter, develop new technologies, and even explore the vastness of space. As we continue to uncover the secrets of the universe, the periodic table will undoubtedly remain an indispensable tool for generations of scientists to come. Section 5. Fun with the periodic table. The periodic table might seem like a serious subject, but it's also full of fun and fascinating facts. Did you know that the rarest element on Earth is francium? Only a few ounces of it exist in the Earth's crust at any given time. Or that the heaviest element, oganesson, was only officially named in 2016? It's a synthetic element, which means it doesn't occur naturally and has to be created in a lab. Here's another fun fact. The symbol for gold, Au, comes from the Latin word aurum, meaning shining dawn. That's quite fitting, don't you think? These are just a few examples of the many fascinating stories hidden within the periodic table. Each element has its own unique history, properties, and uses, making the study of chemistry a truly captivating adventure. So, next time you see a periodic table, don't just glance over it. Take a moment to appreciate its elegance and the vast amount of information it holds. You might be surprised by what you discover. Section 6. Keep exploring the elements. The periodic table is a testament to human ingenuity and our quest to understand the world around us. It's a story that began with Dmitri Mendeleev's brilliant insight and continues to unfold today as we make new discoveries and push the boundaries of scientific knowledge. We've only scratched the surface of this fascinating subject, and there's so much more to learn. I encourage you to delve deeper into the world of the periodic table. Explore the properties of different elements, learn about their roles in our daily lives, and discover the fascinating stories behind their discovery and naming. The more you learn, the more you'll appreciate the elegance and power of this fundamental tool in chemistry. Happy exploring!